This conference will now be recorded.
So welcome for those who have come out tonight on the 6 ways that we can support the immune system. Of course, there are many ways to support the immune system, but I'm just going to share with you my top 6. And I hope you like them. If you've got questions, please feel free to just put them in the chat after I share this information. I'll go through the questions with each of you. So number one in supporting the immune system is diet. So the truth is that we will put out what we put in. It's an age-old saying, you are what you eat, but this is the reality. Your immune system, your body, your entire being has a nutrient need in order for the immune system to be strong, in order for your brain to function, your heart to beat, your kidneys to function, and everything to go on. It needs a certain amount of B vitamins, C vitamins, D vitamins. So when those nutrients are not in the body, your body starts robbing and stealing from other areas. And believe me, the white blood cells carry a lot of nutrients. So your white blood cells are really your powerhouse fighters. This is what fights disease, creates its own antibodies, kills and attacks viruses and antigens. So in order to do that, where does it get its strength from? It gets its strength from nutrients. As I do consultations with people and I do an assessment of their health, people are eating a lot of food, but a lot of calories and not a lot of nutrients, a lot of empty calories. High protein with the meat, but little on the nutrients. High carbohydrates, but little on the nutrient density. So here's the thing is that you want to look at your food. Are there lots of colors in your food? How much food are you eating that's fresh compared to food that's cooked? How often are you eating? Are you eating so constantly and regularly? And are you starving yourself for hours and hours and hours and then coming back to have a big meal and burning the digestive system? So, there's a lot of things to be said about food, but when you think about your immune system, you want to make sure your food has lots of colors in it. This means lots of antioxidants. This means lots of nutrients, and make sure you're having a lot of live, fresh food. Because as soon as you cook food, you deplete it of its nutrients. Amazing. So you want to make sure that you're having your big salads, you're having your fresh fruit. Get your vegetable juices whenever you can. Get those in you because that's a lot of nutrient density. If your body had the right nutrients in it, it certainly would have a strong immune system. So just taking inventory of what you're eating every day, and then keeping in mind there are certain foods that actually suppress the immune system, actually attacks the immune system and makes it weak. What are those things? Well, caffeine definitely does, whether that's black tea, whether that's green tea, whether that's white tea, whether that's coffee, whether that's chocolate, because it unnecessarily secretes extra digestive enzymes. And guess where your immune system hangs out? In your digestive system. 80% of your immune system is actually in the lining of your intestinal tract. So you don't want to do anything to mess up that digestive system. If you're eating a lot of processed food, food that comes from a package, so opening a bag of chips, all of those preservatives, those things are immune suppressors. So stay away from those things. Dairy products have a direct effect on your immune system. So especially cheese, it's actually cancer food. And that's been proven if you read through the book, The China Study, Dr. Eccleston there and his team, they actually give the scientific evidence behind that. So dairy products are a problem. Wheat is a problem because it creates inflammation that overworks your immune system, gets it busy trying to fix that inflammation. And then guess what, folks? It can't attack other things. And so the last big one for immune suppressors is sugar. Why is sugar a problem for the immune system? Because in order for your body to digest sugar, it actually needs nutrients. And sugar, refined sugar, is void of nutrients, ain't got none. So when sugar goes into my body or your body, it has to do something in order to get those nutrients. So what does it do? It goes into your system, robs your body of nutrients. So there's your white blood cells attacking this virus because you ate really well that day, but now you're finishing your day with like some candy or cookie or a brownie. So in comes the sugar, and your body's like, oh, there's not enough nutrients in this treat. It's so much sugar to digest. So let me go get some nutrients. And here's your white blood cell attacking this antigen, attacking this virus. And all of a sudden your body's like, I need some of those nutrients. And your white blood cell's like, no, I'm too weak. And the virus takes over. Yeah, I know that's like a dramatic way to describe it, but that's pretty much how it works. So you might notice that too if you ever get a cold or flu or something like that, and you're just like, oh, I just want some sugar. You have sugar and it's like, oh, that headache's back, the fever's coming, because you literally take your soldiers and take down their weapons and you disarm them every time we have sugar. So that's an immediate thing that happens. These other ones are kind of background immune suppressors, but no less harmful. So number one is your diet. And number two, oh, by the way, just on the diet thing, as I mentioned, you do want to have a good amount of raw food before your cooked food. That also helps with the digestion, which helps with your immune system. So number two is sleep. Folks, this is so important, and this speaks to me. I've had a really, really rough 2 weeks of training at the store, and my body's speaking to me because it's not used to getting compromised sleep. But I have to tell you that if your sleep is regularly compromised, you're going to go through situations, you're going to go through once in a while, I have a late night. These things happen, and I'm not saying that's okay. I'm just saying that's part of life. But if you regularly are going to bed at midnight, if you're regularly not getting 7 to 9 hours of uninterrupted sleep, let me just explain to you what happens is that number one, you're going to release a lot of cortisol. The closer we get to midnight, the higher the cortisol starts coming out. What is the problem with cortisol? A lot. It creates, of course, I just ask that you keep, it's okay, I'll just mute. So what happens with that cortisol as it begins to release is that it can create digestion issues, and it's being released to keep you awake because it's like, oh, she's not going to bed until, who knows, it's almost midnight. Let me like release some cortisol to keep her awake because the body's natural rhythm is like 9 p.m. to like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. That's when the body actually just wants to sleep. We push through that all the time. Very, very few people are going to bed at 9 o'clock. I really try to aim for 10 o'clock. That's like my very happy place. 10, get up at 5. I love that. That's like the greatest schedule for me. If I can get to bed at 9:30, and believe me, sometimes I do, it's even better. But when you're going past those hours of 10 o'clock, your body starts releasing more and more cortisol. As that cortisol releases, it starts to literally eat away at your cells, create inflammation, make your blood thick. Here's the other thing, is that your immune system is strengthened while you sleep. Cytokines, which help to create a very strong immune response, are actually created when we are sleeping. And guess what kills those cytokines, guys? Cortisol. So when you're not sleeping, it's like a double whammy. You need to have good sleep that's uninterrupted, 7 hours, hit your pillow, go to another world in your dreams, wake up like, what day is it? That's like good sleep. So that's where you want to be. And if you're having any difficulty or trouble with sleep, please reach out to me because I would be happy to, set up a consultation with you so that we can make sure that you are getting really good sleep because it's so, so, so important. So our next one, number 3, is zinc. I wanted to talk to you about zinc because in order for your white blood cells to be formed, to do its job, it needs a lot of zinc. Now, here's the thing, as many of you know, or some of you know, I just need everybody to keep their I just need everyone to keep their background muted, if you wouldn't mind. So in order for your body to actually fight and have a strong immune system, what we really need to do is have a good amount of zinc. Now, should we be having zinc supplements all the time? I would say no. I would say that you could take it for maybe 10 days, take a few months off, take it another 10 days. We spend way too much money on supplements, and we should not be having them all the time. But here's the thing is that zinc is important. I don't believe in supplementing all the time. Get it from your food. Now, if you research zinc, you'll find that the highest forms of zinc and most easily absorbed in the body is through meat products, not plant-based products. Same thing with iron. However, I'm going to tell you that it is very possible to still get a good amount of zinc from your plant-based foods, like your almonds, like your spinach, like your seeds, your sunflower seeds, your pumpkin seeds. Those are all really high in zinc as well. Garlic, even avocado has zinc. So this mineral is extremely important and is just as abundantly used in the body, almost as abundantly used as iron. And it is extremely important. You know what else is very interesting about zinc? Zinc helps with your senses. It helps you smell and it helps you taste. I don't know if you know, people that get COVID generally lose their taste and smell. So zinc can help to bring that back very quickly. That is, that is also a problem. That could be also a zinc deficiency, is when your smell and taste are not working so well. Of course, that's not for everybody. There's other reasons for many people, but just a little note on that. So that's number 3. So again, if you feel like you've got a cold coming on, excellent time to jump on some zinc. If you don't have a cold, you're not fighting a virus, you don't need a supplement. Just eat a healthy amount of plant-based foods in the right order, the right rhythm. So number 4 is exercise. Why is exercise so important for the immune system? Well, exercise gets your blood moving. Guess where your white blood cells hang out? In your blood, of course, but they're in your lymph system. So my heart and your heart works on a pump, right? I don't have to tell my heart to beat. It beats all by itself. But your lymph system, it doesn't do that. It doesn't have a pump. It moves when you move. So your lymph system, that's basically, the house of all your white blood cells. Of course, your lymph system is in different parts of your body. When they come out, when your white blood cells come out to fight a virus or whatever, or, just doing its natural job of getting its nutrients and all of that, they're not moving so rapidly all the time. But when you begin to exercise and you really get your heart rate up, your white blood cells, they're moving all over the place and you're pumping your lymph system. So if there's an issue in your arm, or there was an issue in your leg, or you've got a virus going all the way up to the brain, guess what, folks? You get some exercise in, your white blood cells start moving all over the place. They're like, oh, I didn't even know she had a virus over here on the left side of her head. Let's attack. But when we sit all day at work or at school, then we come home, do a few things, and then we sit again. Like, this is not good. We need to be moving. And if you have an active job, that's great, but you still need to exercise. You need to do something that gets your heart moving and pumping. So just going to stop for 1 second. I'm going to have to mute this person, and thank you. We'll start sharing the screen again. So that being said, exercise is number 4. You're going to love number 5. Is it number 5? Oh, 5. Yeah, massage. Isn't that great? So massages are wonderful because it moves the fluid around in your body. So it actually, your good RMT is actually getting your lymph system moving. So it's very good to get the fluid moving. Now, I'm sure none of you guys are big alcoholics, but maybe some people do consume a lot of alcohol. If you get to a place where you're dehydrated or you had a bad night of drinking, a massage the next day is a bad idea, because what you'll notice after you get a massage is that you're super thirsty, because your body, whoever's doing your massage moves that fluid around through your body. And when that's happening, your body needs even more fluid. So it is important that you have plenty of water before a massage and you drink a good amount of water after your massage. But when you can get that fluid manipulated by the outside of your body, and hydrotherapy does an amazing job of this, but hydrotherapy will be another session another time, then that also helps get the lymph system moving. So massages, regular massages, are very important. And folks, we're just about to get to number 6. So if you do have any questions, just put them in the chat and I will address them right after. All about talking about that massage made me thirsty. Number 6, kind of a repeat of number 3, which is talking about zinc. But I really want to focus on supplements. And the reason why is because, again, most people are over supplementing. Most people are taking vitamin C every single day. They're taking their D every single day. They're taking their B vitamins or their turmeric or their curcumin every single day. Their fish oils. We do not, well, I was going to say we do not need to live off supplements, but some people who have a genetic disposition may need to live off supplements. That's very possible. But most of us don't have a genetic disposition where, our kidneys aren't functioning, so we have to take this supplement all the time, or we have a heart murmur, so we have to take this supplement all the time. Most of us are taking supplements because we think we need to, boost our immune system, or we're not getting enough nutrients from our food. If you eat properly, even in this depleted soil world, you will get enough nutrients that your body needs. I do recommend adding vegetable juice to your day, if not every day, a couple times a week, because that gives you like tons of nutrients into your system. But the worst thing you can do for your immune system, listen carefully, is to take vitamin C every day. You should never, ever do that. If you are in cancer treatments, or you've got a cold or a virus coming on, or you're in a lot of pain, or you're having trouble sleeping, sure. So it's very important then for you to take vitamin C for that period of time. But vitamin C is a water-soluble vitamin, so your system's flushing it out. And vitamin C is one of the easiest vitamins to get from our food. So we should not be taking vitamin C every day. In fact, if you take vitamin C every day, when a virus comes, that vitamin C just is not effective. Your body is so used to having it. But if you keep that vitamin C in your cupboard, and I recommend that you use it from a plant source, like a camu, an acerola cherry, a baboa, something like that. But you can just use like a regular ascorbic acid. When you feel the first sign of a cold coming on, a virus like, I feel like I'm being attacked a little bit, I'm feeling a little bit of sniffles, now you take your vitamin C. You double up on your vitamin C. You take it morning, you take it evening. Now your system gets like, oh yeah, this is what I need. It's like you're handing ammo to your white blood cells. Well, imagine if you're throwing them ammo all the time. You're like, I don't need this. I don't need this. They keep flushing it out. I don't need this. It's like, it's just not effective. In fact, the truth of the matter is it almost weighs down our soldiers that are fighting on the front lines, and I'm talking about in our body, of course. So keep that ammo in the cupboard, and as soon as you feel sick, that's when you take it. So never, ever, ever take vitamin C every single day. You're wasting your money, and you are making this billion-dollar industry, probably $10 billion industry. There's a real figure out there of supplements growing unnecessarily. The other thing is vitamin D. So vitamin D is essential for you and strengthening your immune system. Essential. Should you be taking vitamin D every day? Well, if you work outside and you're outside a lot in the summer, you don't need vitamin D. But the truth of the matter, it's not a water-soluble vitamin. Okay, it's a fat-based vitamin, and your system will store it because it's fat-based, so it can be stored. Water-soluble vitamins get flushed out. So because it can be stored, if you are outside a lot in the summertime, your body will take that extra vitamin D you're getting from the sunshine and it will actually store it and then use it through the fall and winter. But here's the truth of the matter is that most of us aren't even getting enough sunshine in the summer. I know I'm not. I work a lot, I'm indoors a lot. Yeah, for sure. I go out for my walk, but even an hour every day in the summer is still not enough reserves to get me through the fall and winter. So most people in North America are vitamin D deficient. Most people will need to take a vitamin D supplement through the fall and winter the entire time. It's probably the only supplement that I take regularly. So that's the reality of vitamin D is that yes, you may need to do that. Now, the last supplement that you may want to take if you feel a cold coming on is vitamin B6 or B complex. You could do that as well, but the B complex will have 6, 3, 12, like a few of them in there. But vitamin B6 is important for enzyme action. And the reason why that's important if you're not well, here comes a virus in your body. Your killer T cells come to mimic that, not really mimic it, memorize what kind of virus it is, creates their own antibody. And you know, it literally, through enzyme action, just starts to dissolve the virus in your body if your white blood cells have been given the right nutrients in order for them to be strong and efficiently do their process. So that process requires enzymes. Vitamin B6 is very important for enzyme action. As well, remember what I talked about in the beginning. I talked about the importance of the gut because about 80% of your immune system is in your intestinal tract. And if you do not have good probiotics, that might be another supplement that you need to take. But also with food action and enzyme action happening in your gut, you need vitamin B6 for this process to happen. And when you have a healthy gut system, you have a strong immune system. So if your gut is not healthy in the sense that you're getting bloated all the time, you have some acid reflux, maybe you have abrasions in the stomach through some diverticulitis or Crohn's, all of these will weaken your immune system because folks, through the lining here of your intestinal tract, every ounce of it, every inch of it, not ounce of it, every inch of it is lined with strong fighting white blood cells, which are making up your immunity. It's so, so, so important. So that being said, is that having a healthy gut system, making sure you're pooping at least once a day, long and full, making sure you're not snacking all the time. Caffeine is secreting digestive enzymes unnecessarily. Now we're messing that up. Making sure you're not interrupting digestion. Like, I don't know if we realize how important having a healthy digestive system. As soon as that's taxed, your brain's taxed, your body's taxed, your energy's taxed. And if we can go back to number 2, which was sleep, if you are digesting while you're sleeping, your body has a hard time producing those cytokines because it's actually so busy digesting and it doesn't have the energy to do both properly. So, my friends, before I let you go, this is not number 7. This is just a reminder for everybody that stress will kill you before all the bad food, lack of exercise, lack of sunshine, lack of everything. So if you are a person who is extremely stressed out, If you're a person who is worried about a lot of things, super anxious, some people, I really believe it's wrapped up in their DNA. So not knocking you, but just understanding that if we're stressed out a lot, our immune system is automatically going to be depleted. It's going to take a hit. And for some people, they work nights, right? So you're up all the time when your body is supposed to be sleeping. And God bless our nurses and doctors and people that have to be up at night. But your immune system is always going to be suppressed because at night, like you're now going against the natural rhythm of the atmosphere, the natural rhythm of the environment. You're awake when the sun is down. So your body wants to produce and help your immune system be strong, but it's like, oh, I can't, I have to keep her awake right now. And then you sleep in the day. So the production doesn't happen properly. So unfortunately, you will just always have a suppressed immune system if you're awake at night because you also produce enough cortisol. But if you are a person who sleeps at night, but in the daytime, you're super anxious, you're super worried, you're stressed, especially emotional stress, yeah, your poor immune system is just getting like bang, 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 and disarming those white blood cells, and that's what happens. So folks, I just want to let you know that if this information was valuable, but you want something more specific for what health issues you are facing, you can go to our website, click on consultation and book that. Well, you don't book it, but you fill in your form, watch our video, and then I'll get in touch with you. Also, if you want like free question and answer time with the nutritionist, for just $10 a month, you can become a member. And I want you to know that fasting is another very important part of keeping a strong immune system, giving that digestive system a break. And we even have an immune strong detox. And that again can be found at our website. And having a healthy diet, of course. And if you haven't tried Delectable Dishes, I recommend you do. That's Delectable Dishes. You can even find it on our website.com and get your meals made for you for a week, for a month. Just, gift yourself with that. But if you need any more information, I'm going to address the couple questions that are in the chat. That's the email address, that's the website, and that's the store phone number. So feel free to reach out. So at this time, I'm just going to thank you all for being here. And I heard, and just answer some questions from the chat. And if you have any more questions, feel free to put it in there. I will be happy to reach out to you. So number 2, Elizabeth, was sleep. Number 2 was sleep. I heard that people have an allergy because their immune system is attacking their body. Okay, so that's a great question, Fazila. So generally speaking, I have not ever seen it not be true, but generally speaking, people that have allergies have a weak immune system. It's not always that their immune system is attacking their body, but let me just maybe break it down a little bit. If you have a leaky gut syndrome, that means your intestinal tract, that's supposed to be one long piece, actually has holes in it. If your intestinal tract has small little holes in it, and that comes mostly by consuming wheat products, then food in your intestinal tract is supposed to be broken down to its molecular state, right? So an apple doesn't go through the bloodstream and give your white blood cells vitamin C. Vitamin C from the apple goes into the bloodstream. So your body's job in the intestinal tract is actually to break food down to its molecular state, the vitamin C, the antioxidant, the protein molecule. So if food particles leave the intestinal tract and go in the bloodstream, your body sees it as an intruder because it's not supposed to have food in the bloodstream, it's supposed to have molecules. So your body could create an immune response and say, there's an intruder here, which is a piece of apple. There's an intruder in here. Anytime you see this, and then again, your white blood cells, they memorize what this kind of product is, and they make a immune response to attack it anytime it comes in. The next time you eat an apple, you're like, oh, I'm swelling up, I'm itching, what's going on? Your body's like, because that's an intruder. That's not an intruder, it's a healthy apple. And if strawberries have the same makeup as an apple, you might start having reactions to strawberries as well. So that's how your body's kind of immune system attacks you, because usually of leaky gut syndrome. So I hope that answers your question. I don't see any more questions in the chat. We're, again, a small group. We've kind of shrunk since the seminar is finished, which is cool and totally fine. But if you want to just take your mute off and ask a question, you're welcome to.
Thank you, Caroline. I love your answer. I'm so fascinated. I love your webinar. I always try to make sure I'm here.
Awesome. I'm glad you were able to do it, Fazila. I know that it's not always possible. But again, tonight is recorded. So if your friends didn't get to see it, or somebody you think that this information is valuable, just direct them to our YouTube page, because it'll be on there in just a day or two. So guys, thanks for coming on. Thanks for taking some time in your night to share with me and be with me. I appreciate it. I'm going to go on a bike ride now. I'm just joking. I'm actually going to get ready for bed. I have an early day tomorrow. So guys, thanks for coming out, and have a really good night.
Bye.